Hi, this is Mr. Wandrum. This tutorial is on area of a parallelogram. Okay, parallelogram is very similar to a rectangle because really a parallelogram is like a rectangle that somebody leaned on and it just slouched over a little bit, so it's still like a rectangle. The area of a parallelogram, the formula is going to be area equals base times height. This one right here says what is the height of the parallelogram ABCD for the given base BC. Oh, that gives us a lot. They're saying the base is BC. BC is right here. Well, parallelogram does have something in common with a triangle because the height is perpendicular to the base. Perpendicular forms a 90-degree angle. Well, they're making this square go here to make you think that it's this way, but no. That's not 90 degrees. This one is 90 degrees. So perpendicular to BC is actually BE. And that's your answer, BE. Okay, let's look at this one down here. Find the area of the parallelogram. Let's say 9 is the base. Okay. You know, it's like a rectangle, so we know this would be 9 also. But they're trying to confuse you by putting this line here. But actually the base is perpendicular to the height. That line is not perpendicular. You know, perpendicular means they make 90-degree angles. That's an acute angle. An acute angle is not 90 degrees. But if you go out here, yeah, that's a 90-degree angle. So the base is 9, the height is 3. 9 times 3 is 27 centimeters squared. And that would be your answer. Now, if you look at this one, they're trying to confuse you. They're putting these checkered lines all over the place. Whatever. Just remember, if we use this as the base, the height is perpendicular. That is perpendicular to the base. This one out here with this 6, I don't know what it's trying to prove. I'm going to ignore that. This is the base, 8. This height is perpendicular. That's 5. 8 times 5 is 40 centimeters squared. Okay, now find the shaded area of the parallelogram. Well, let me highlight the parallelogram. The parallelogram goes right here. Okay, see, that's the parallelogram. We know the formula for the area of a parallelogram is base times height. The base is 5 and 3 together, okay, which is 8. So the base of the parallelogram is 8. The height is 4. They're showing you it's perpendicular right here. 8 times 4 is 32. So you'd think the answer is 32. But no, they want the shaded area. So we got to get rid of this triangle. We know how to find the area of a triangle. Base times height divided by 2, because a triangle is actually half of a rectangle. So we know the base is 5. This height is going to be the same as this one. So half of 4 is 2. 5 times 2 is 10. So if this whole parallelogram is 32, this triangle is 10, you subtract that triangle, it's going to give you 22. That means the shaded portion is going to be 22 centimeters squared. Alright, now they're going to give us a whole bunch of letters, but no. We're not going to let confuse us. ABCD is a rectangle. ABCD is a rectangle. Got it. EFCD, 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 and there's no F. Way to go, Singapore. EFCD is a parallelogram. This would be F, actually. This parallelogram is right there. Right there. Find the shaded area of the figure. Now, honestly, I'm looking at this figure and I'm saying, okay, here's a rectangle. Here's a triangle. If I find the whole rectangle and then subtract the triangle, I'll have this area. So the rectangle is 12 long and it's 8. It's 8 wide. 12 times 8. 8 times 2 is 16. Carry the 1. 8 times 1 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. That's 96. So the whole rectangle is 96. But look at the triangle right here. We know how to find the area of a triangle. Base times height divided by 2. What's half of 8? Very good. 4. 8 times 4, 32. So that's 32. So we want to get rid of that. So to get rid of it, we subtract it. So subtract 32. 6 minus 2 is 4. 9 minus 3 is 6. So the shaded portion is 64 feet squared. Ah, they gave us this out here for nothing. Maybe that's why they never even drew an F, because we totally didn't even need it. Okay, this one looks a little more challenging. BGA is a triangle. Let me highlight that. BGA is a triangle. AGEF is a parallelogram. AGEF is a parallelogram. BCDE is a rectangle. BCDE is a rectangle. Find the area of the figure. So they want us to find the area of these three shapes. Oh, so I really get to use all my knowledge in this one. Area of a rectangle is length times width. 12 times 5, which is 60, but 5 times 2 is 10. Carry the 1, 5, 6. 60, so this one is 60 centimeters squared. Okay, now to find the parallelogram, you're going to want to say, oh, this is the base. But this 20 goes all the way, okay? So if this says 5 here, this part is going to be 5 centimeters down here. If the whole thing is 20 and this is 5, that would mean this height right here would be 15, because 15 and 5 is 20. Here's the base right here, 6, so we do 15 times 6 to find that parallelogram. 6 times 5 is 30, carry the 3, that's 90. So we know this part is 90. Now we can do this triangle. Oh, but how can I find the triangle? Well, we already know 20 for the whole thing, so we know this has got to be 15. But how can we find this part right here? We know this whole piece is 12. We know this is 6, so we know this one's going to be 6. So if this whole thing is 12 and this piece is 6, wouldn't this also be 6? Because 6 plus 6 is 12? Well, yes, it would. So now we do the formula for a triangle, the area of a triangle. We take half of 6, which is 3. 15 times 3 is 45, so this is going to be 45. Now we can add the three of them together. We get 90 for the parallelogram, 60 for the rectangle, 45 for the triangle. We used all of our knowledge right there. 5 plus 0 is 5. 6 and 4 is 10. 10 plus 9 is 19. So you're going to get 195 centimeters squared. Okay, that's the last problem for the area of a parallelogram. The biggest key is to remember area of a parallelogram is base times height. Okay? It's just base times height. And the height is always going to be perpendicular to the base. And the base is always going to be perpendicular to the height. And you're like, perpendicular, what's that mean? That just means they're going to form 90-degree angles. And I know that's an ugly one, but they're going to form 90-degree angles just like that. Okay, and that's it, for the area of a parallelogram. Hopefully, this helps you. I did not provide any practice problems, but like I've said in other videos, if you feel like your child, or if you, one of my students, one of my warriors is watching this video, you feel like you need more practice, you can come tell me in class, or you can have your parents email me, and I'll give you some practice problems, because we definitely need to know this. Thank you for watching this tutorial on the area of a parallelogram.